Archangel Michael says, I order you to open this now, because this is not just a message, it is a lifeline I have been holding over your head while you felt like you were drowning. You have been warned in the quiet ways, in the restless nights, in the sudden chills that touched your skin when no one was in the room, in the memory that refused to leave your mind. Someone in your family who has already passed away has been trying to speak, but your pain, your doubts, your fear, and the noise of this world have been blocking the sound. So I, the Lord your God, am stepping in now, speaking to you in words you can see, so that you will not say, no one told me. No one cared that I was hurting. No one saw what I was going through. I see you. I have always seen you. And I am talking to you right now. You do not open messages like this by accident. You did not stumble here by coincidence. You are not reading these words because you were bored. You are reading them because your spirit cried out for help louder than your mouth ever did, and heaven answered. You keep telling yourself you are weak, but I call you chosen. You keep telling yourself you are alone, but I call you surrounded. You keep telling yourself your story ended the day they died, but I, the author of your life, am writing another chapter even now. You have been living with a silent question, are they okay? Do they see me? Do they know how much I miss them? Your tears have asked me what your lips were afraid to say. And I have watched you hold in your emotions so long that your own heart began to feel like a locked room. Today I am unlocking that room, my child, listen to me. The one you lost is not lost to me. The moment their eyes closed in this world, I took them by the hand in the next. The last breath they took on earth was the first breath they took in a place where pain cannot reach. You remember their last moments, the hospital, the phone call, the news, the silence that followed. Heaven remembers something else. Heaven remembers the way their spirit turned toward me. Heaven remembers the way your name moved across their heart. Heaven remembers what your mind could not see, that I received them. That I wrapped them in a love that did not fail them for a single second. You carry guilt that is not yours to carry. You keep replaying the what-ifs and if-onlys and I should have been there moments. You tell yourself you failed them. You think about conversations you never had, words you never said, apologies you never made, hugs you did not give in time. And in your midnight thoughts, the enemy whispers that it is your fault. I am God, and I am saying this clearly to your heart. Stop accusing yourself. Stop punishing yourself. Stop rewriting the past as if you had my power, my knowledge, my timing. You are my child, not my rival. You do not control life and death. That burden was never yours to carry. And your loved one is not blaming you the way you are blaming yourself. Hear me in this moment. The one who has passed is not sending you anger, they are sending you love. You keep wondering why sometimes you suddenly feel a strange peace, or why a memory appears that makes you smile through your tears. That is not an accident. I have allowed traces of their love to touch you so you would not drown in sorrow. You think they are far, but in spirit they are closer than your grief makes you believe. They are not trapped in pain. They are not trapped in that last day. They are not stuck in the worst memory you carry. They are held, they are safe, and they are more free than they ever were on earth. But this is not just a comforting message, it is a warning. Archangel Michael says, you have reached a point where your grief could turn into a prison, and if you are not careful, it will lock you away from the very life your loved one is begging you to live. You have been talking more with your pain than with your purpose. You have been feeding your sadness more than your hope. You have been sitting in rooms where your spirit does not belong, entertaining thoughts that tell you you are finished. Stop giving the enemy a chair at your table. Stop allowing despair to speak louder than my promises. Your loved one is not calling you into the darkness, they are calling you out of it. There are moments when you say, I feel them near me. Sometimes when you are about to break down, you feel as if they would tell you, be strong. Sometimes when you look at something beautiful, you whisper their name and feel a warmth in your chest. Child, I am using even those moments. No, I do not want you to live your life trying to chase ghosts. I do not want you to worship memories more than you walk in the present. But I do want you to understand this: love does not die when the body dies. Love is a spiritual thread, and I am the one who wove it. When you feel their love, do not turn that into more sorrow, turn it into motivation to rise, to move, to become all you were meant to be. The message from beyond that you have been sensing is simple, yet powerful. It is not complicated. It is not hidden in rituals or symbols. It is not found in danger or in dark paths. It is this: live. Live in a way that honors what you both survived together. Live in a way that honors the prayers they prayed for you that you do not even know about. Live in a way that breaks the chains that bound your family for generations. There were patterns that hurt them. There were cycles that wounded them. There was pain they did not know how to fix. You are not cursed, you are chosen to be the one who does not carry those chains forward. They see the way you hold back your laughter because you feel guilty for feeling joy without them. They see the way you refuse to celebrate victories because they are not physically there to share it. They see the way you avoid certain places, certain songs, certain dates, as if you are trying to push away every reminder. I, the Lord, am telling you this: your joy does not dishonor their memory. Your healing does not insult their love. Your laughter is not betrayal. They are not in your tears saying, "Stay broken for me." They are in my presence saying, "God, help them live, help them heal, help them rise." Archangel Michael says, I have watched the spiritual warfare around your mind. I have seen the moments when dark thoughts tried to wrap around you like a rope. I have stood guard at your door when despair tried to knock. I have seen nights when you thought no one would care if you disappeared. I have seen mornings where you woke up feeling like the best parts of you died the day they left. But hear this. Heaven has not allowed those thoughts to destroy you. There is a divine line that darkness cannot cross, and that line is my hand over your life. You think no one understands your pain, but I do. I know every detail of the day you lost them. I know what the room smelled like, what the air felt like, what your heart sounded like in my ears. I know the exact second your world shifted. I know the way you look at the sky differently now. I know the way certain dates make your stomach drop. I know the way your body remembers even when your mind tries to move on. I was there. Not watching from a distance, but right there. I caught every tear you did not even let fall. I heard every silent scream you choked down because you did not want to upset others. I have never turned away from your sorrow, but now I am calling you into a new season. Not a season where you forget them, but a season where the memory no longer controls you. A season where you can talk about them without collapsing. A season where you can honor them without losing yourself. A season where you can remember their voice and let it push you toward good decisions, not destructive ones. A season where you realize that the wisdom you carry, the tenderness in your heart, the compassion you show, are all ways that a part of them still lives through you. Your loved one has been trying to reach you with one main truth: you are not alone. You keep thinking that everyone will leave, that everyone will abandon you, because you saw what death can do. But I, the Eternal One, do not leave. I stay when everyone else must go. I walk with you when the room is empty. I sit with you when your phone is silent. I am the one constant your heart can trust. You lost them on earth, but you did not lose me. And because you still have me, you have not lost yourself completely, even though it feels like it sometimes. You have asked me questions about where they are, what they feel, whether they are in peace. Listen, my child. Their pain has been removed. Their confusion has been cleared. The things that weighed them down are no longer on their shoulders. They have seen my mercy in ways you cannot yet understand. The tears you saw on their face are not the tears they know now. The last image you have of them is not the image heaven holds. I want you to shift your focus. Stop imagining them trapped in the moment of death. See them held in light. See them free of the illness, the fear, the weakness. See them smiling in a way you never saw on earth. Their message to you is not, "Come into the darkness." Their message is, "Walk into the light." Stop flirting with things that numb your pain while killing your soul. Stop returning to toxic people and environments just so you don't feel alone. Stop letting others misuse you because you think you don't deserve better. I did not create you to be treated like an afterthought. I did not form you so you could live the rest of your days feeling like a shadow. You are a child of the living God, and your life is more precious than you realize. Deep inside you, there are dreams you buried the day they died. Ideas you smothered. Plans you postponed indefinitely. Places you wanted to go with them that you now refuse to see. You told yourself, "What is the point?" I am breathing on those dreams again. The point is this: your purpose was not buried in their grave. Your calling did not end with their final breath. In fact, some of what you were meant to do on this earth is connected to the love, the lessons, and even the pain of losing them. You are meant to comfort others who feel what you feel. You are meant to be a light for others sitting in that same darkness you know so well. You are meant to translate your tears into compassion that heals. My child, listen carefully, because this is why I ordered you to open this message now. You have been at a spiritual crossroads. One path leads you deeper into bitterness, resentment toward me, and isolation from others. The other path leads you into healing, understanding, courage, and a deeper walk with me. Grief pushed you down, but you must not let it push you out of your destiny. Your loved one does not want to be the reason you stopped living. They want to be the reason you live better, softer, kinder, wiser. Archangel Michael says, I have seen the way certain family members changed after the loss. I have seen the arguments, the blame, the distance, the misunderstandings. I have seen how death exposed hidden tensions and old wounds. And you have been carrying all of that in your heart too. You wonder why everything feels heavier now. It is because you are holding grief and family tension at the same time. I am speaking into that area as well. Release the grudges. You do not have to continue every relationship the same way as before. But you must release the poison from your own heart. Forgiveness does not mean pretending the pain was nothing. Forgiveness means choosing not to let that pain own you anymore. Your loved one knows there were things you wish you had said. There were apologies you wish you had made. There were truths you wish you had spoken. Hear me, speak them to me now. Talk to me about them. Lay your unsaid words at my feet. I can carry what you never got to express. I can hold what you feel you lost the chance to say. I am not bound by time the way you are. When you speak to me, nothing is wasted. Your honesty does not vanish into the air, it is gathered, it is seen, it is understood. Let yourself cry if you need to. Let yourself feel everything you have been pushing away. This is not the moment to be strong in the way the world defines strength. This is the moment to be real. The message from beyond is not only about them, it is about you. You think of their journey, but I am thinking of yours. You are still breathing for a reason. Your heart is still beating on purpose. There are people connected to your future who will need the strength you are building right now. There are lives you will touch that you have not met yet. There are battles you will help others win because you did not give up on your own. There are rooms you will enter that your loved one will not, but they will smile from heaven each time you choose courage over fear. Do not misinterpret your survival as my silence. The reason you did not break completely, the reason you did not lose your mind when you thought you would, the reason you are still here reading these words, is because I carried you. Even when you were angry at me. Even when you turned away. Even when you doubted. I stayed. A parent does not stop loving a child just because they scream in pain. I did not abandon you when you questioned me, I drew nearer. I held you while you pushed me away, because I understood your confusion. I understood that your why was another way of saying, this hurts too much. Now I am placing a gentle but firm command on your spirit, choose life. Choose to stay. Choose to hope again. Choose to believe that your story isn't over. In honor of the one you miss, take care of the body you live in. Rest when you need to rest. Eat when you are supposed to eat. Drink water. Step outside and feel the sun. Allow yourself to see beauty without feeling guilty. These simple acts are sacred too. They are ways of telling your soul, we are still here, and we are still moving. There will be days when the grief hits you again. That is part of love. Do not condemn yourself for those waves. Do not think you are going backwards every time you cry. Healing is not a straight line, it is a sacred, messy journey. On those heavy days, remember this word. Remember that I, your God, am not measuring your faith by how rarely you cry. I am measuring it by how often you trust me enough to get back up. Every time you stand again, every time you breathe again, every time you choose not to numb your pain with destructive choices, heaven sees that as victory. Your loved one's message is also this: let love in again. You have closed parts of your heart because you fear losing someone else the way you lost them. You push people away before they can get too close. You make jokes instead of speaking your truth. You act strong so no one will see you are still fragile. Child, I know what you are doing. You are trying to protect yourself from future pain, but in the process, you are also blocking future joy. I am not asking you to rush into trust, but I am asking you to walk with me as I gently open your heart again, step by step. I have people prepared who will understand you, who will care, who will stay. Do not shut the door so tightly that even blessings cannot enter. Archangel Michael says, this message came to you in time. There is still time to heal, to grow, to change directions. Do not believe the lie that it is too late. Do not believe the lie that all good things passed away with them. I am the God who resurrects hope, restores joy, and rebuilds broken hearts. Even now, as you are reading, I am working in places you cannot see. I am touching old memories and pouring my comfort there. I am rewiring the way you see yourself, the way you see loss, the way you see me, my child. Your loved one's voice in heaven is not a voice of condemnation, but a voice of blessing. I am the one who holds all things together, and I am telling you, they are in my hands, and you are in my hands. Nothing can snatch you out of my grasp. When you feel the urge to give up, remember this moment. Remember that I spoke to you through these words. Remember that I interrupted your day to remind you that you are not forsaken. Remember that the same God who received them in love is the same God holding you now. This is your turning point. Not a turning point where everything suddenly becomes easy, but a turning point where you stop walking alone in your grief and start walking with me through it. I will send you signs of comfort. I will send you people with gentle hearts. I will send you moments that feel like small miracles. Do not ignore them. Do not say, I don't deserve this. Receive what I am sending. Receive peace. Receive rest. Receive strength. Receive the quiet assurance that your loved one is safe, and that your life still has a holy purpose. You were ordered to open this because heaven did not want you to miss what is being poured into you right now: courage, clarity, comfort, conviction. Someone in your family who has passed on has been trying to speak, and I, your God, have translated their love into words you could understand. They want you free. I want you whole. They want you to live. I want you to flourish. They want you to know you are still loved. I want you to know you have always been and will always be mine. Do not skip what I am doing in your heart. Do not rush away from this feeling. Sit with it. Breathe. Let the tears fall if they come. This is not weakness, this is healing. From this moment forward, walk knowing that you are guided, guarded, and deeply loved. The message will not disappear from your spirit, because I have sealed it there. You are not alone. You have not been forgotten. And your story is still unfolding under my careful, loving hand. My child, listen to me now, because I am speaking into the quiet places of your soul where no one else can see. You have been carrying a weight that even your own words cannot fully explain, a heaviness that sits in your chest when you wake and lies beside you when you try to sleep. You have wondered if anyone truly understands what you feel, if anyone truly sees what you have been through, and if your prayers have been noticed or ignored. I tell you now, I have seen every tear. I have heard every silent cry. Nothing that has touched your heart has escaped mine, Archangel Michael stands beside you in this very moment, not far away, not distant in some unreachable heaven, but near, alert, and watchful over you. There is a reason your heart was drawn to this message, a reason your eyes are on these words right now. I order you to open your heart as you read, because I am using this moment to reach the places that have been closed, the doors that pain built, the walls that fear constructed around you. You have been warned by the whispers in your own spirit, and now I am confirming them. Someone in your family who has already passed away is bound to your story by love, and the echo of their love is still trying to comfort you, still trying to point you toward healing, still trying to speak through the memories you carry. Do not be afraid of love that remains after a goodbye. Do not be afraid of tears that rise when you remember their face, their voice, their laughter, the smell of their clothes, the things they said that you did not understand at the time. Love does not die. The body grows weak, the breath ceases, but the love I allow between souls is not erased by time or distance. When you find yourself suddenly remembering them for no obvious reason, when a song, a scent, a random phrase makes your heart tremble, understand, there is a conversation happening between your heart and the traces of their love that I have allowed to be written inside you. You have sometimes asked me, are they okay? Do they see me? Do they know what I am going through? And sometimes you have been afraid to ask, because the pain of thinking about them feels like a wound reopening. Hear me, they are not lost in the way you fear. Their journey with me is not one of suffering and darkness. I am a God of mercy, and I gather those who leave this world into a place where my justice and my kindness are perfectly woven together. You do not have the full picture, but you must know this. Those you have loved and lost are never beyond my reach. Your story did not end when theirs did. You remained here, still waking up to the same world, to the same responsibilities, to the same challenges and memories. There were moments when you felt angry with me, because I allowed them to depart when you still needed them. There were nights when you questioned why I did not intervene in the way you wanted. I did not turn away when you felt this anger. I did not reject you when your heart shook with questions. I understood your pain better than you did, because I saw the root of it, not just the branches. My child, listen closely. The one who has passed, whose absence has carved a deep space inside of you, carried love for you that even they could not fully express while they were on earth. They did not always know how to show it. They did not always say the right words. They did not always act in ways that made sense to you. There were misunderstandings, distance, unspoken thoughts, unshed tears. But there were also hidden sacrifices, silent prayers, and quiet hopes for you that you were never told about. I am the one who heard the prayers they were too shy or too broken to pray aloud. I am the one who saw the guilt they carried over their mistakes. I am the one who knows the words they would say to you now if they could sit beside you one more time, if they could hold your hand without the limits of fear, pride, or confusion. And because I love you, I want to write some of that love into your heart today through these words. Archangel Michael says to you, with my authority, that this is not just a random moment. This is an appointed time of healing. You have been warned that your heart cannot carry this much unresolved pain forever without it affecting your steps, your choices, your trust, and your future. You have been carrying grief like a secret stone in your pocket, always there, always weighing you down, even on the days you pretend not to feel it. I am using this moment to invite you to put that stone into my hands. Your loved one's voice on earth may have gone quiet, but their love is not erased from your story. It lives in the ways they shaped you, in the ways they changed your path, in the strengths you learned by watching them fight through their own storms. There are parts of your character that were formed by their presence and even by their absence. There are decisions you made because of them, and decisions you made in spite of them. All of this is woven into who you are now, and I see all of it. You think sometimes that you are alone in your memories, but you are not. When you remember them and your eyes suddenly fill with tears, I am there. When you feel guilty because you think you did not do enough for them, I am there. When you replay old conversations, thinking about words you wish you could change, I am there. When you lie awake asking whether they forgave you for your mistakes, I am there. And I tell you now, your life is not defined by those regrets. I do not want you trapped in the prison of if only. I want you to move into the freedom of from now on. Archangel Michael stands guard over you, because there are forces that want to twist your grief into chains. There are thoughts that try to tell you that your past mistakes with this person have ruined your future, that you will never be able to heal, that you will always be haunted rather than held. These are lies. Hear me clearly, I am not punishing you through your memories. I am not tormenting you through your tears. I am teaching you how deep love can go, and how much strength you have inside you through me. The one you lost is not here to speak directly, but if their love could take on words for you today, they would not want you to stay frozen in sorrow. They would not want your life to stop because theirs did. They would not want you to keep punishing yourself for things you did not know, for things you could not control, for decisions you made when you were hurting and confused. They would want you to forgive yourself. They would want you to live in a way that honors the good in their memory rather than replaying the bad. There is something they left with you that you might not have fully noticed. It is a lesson, a piece of wisdom, a way of seeing the world. Maybe it is the strength to keep going no matter how hard things get. Maybe it is the tenderness you feel for people who suffer losses, because you know what real loss feels like. Maybe it is the sense that life is fragile and precious, that nothing should be taken for granted. Whatever it is, I want you to hold on to it as a gift rather than a curse. There were times they looked at you with pride, even if they did not always say it. There were moments when your smile lifted them more than you knew. There were days when they were tired and discouraged, and yet seeing you or thinking of you gave them just enough strength to keep going. I saw those moments. I remember them, even if you do not. Your existence was not a burden to them, it was part of my plan, and they were part of the way I shaped your journey. You ask me sometimes, why did you allow them to leave like that? Why did it have to happen this way? These are deep questions that touch mysteries beyond what your mind can fully carry right now. But I will tell you this, I am not careless with the timing of lives. I am not indifferent to the way you hurt. The day they left was not a day I ignored. I was there. I saw you. I saw them. I saw every detail that you remember and every detail that you don't. I know the sound of the last phone call, the last message, the last time you saw their face. I know the silence that followed. I know the way your heart tried to adjust, the way your mind refused to accept, the way your body held on to tension and pain, because grief is not just emotional, it is physical. I know how you looked at their things and felt the air change around you. I know the way the world looked different afterward, like the color had been drained from it for a while, in that darkness. Archangel Michael watched over you. There were nights you did not know you would get through. There were days when the thought of going on felt unbearable. There were quiet storms in your mind when you did not tell anyone how bad it truly felt. And yet you are here. You survived days you once thought would destroy you. You walked through hours you imagined you would never endure. That strength did not come from nowhere. It came from me upholding you even when you didn't feel me. Someone in your family who has passed is woven into your story, but I am the author. Their chapter in your life was important, but I am still writing new pages for you. Their love does not compete with my love. It was always a reflection of it, imperfect but real. Where they failed you, I remain faithful. Where they could not stay, I remain. Where their voice fell silent, mine continues. The message that is trying to reach you from beyond is not one of fear or doom. It is not a curse. It is not a threat. It is not a chain. It is a reminder that love mattered, that your connection with them was real, that everything you lived through with them has a place in the story I am weaving. It is a calling toward healing, toward forgiveness, toward peace. It is an invitation to stop running from your own heart. You cannot change what happened, but you can change how you carry it. You can choose to carry their memory like a heavy stone that cuts your hands. Or you can allow me to shape it into something smoother, something you can hold without bleeding. You can keep your pain locked inside, or you can bring it into my presence where I can breathe peace over it. You can listen to the voices that tell you that you will always be broken, or you can listen to my voice that says, you are wounded but not destroyed. You are hurt but not hopeless. You are grieving but not alone. Archangel Michael says to you now, do not skip this inner work. Do not rush past these words. Do not numb yourself with distractions again. You have been warned in love that your heart needs tending. Just as a wound cannot heal if it is ignored, your grief cannot transform if you keep pretending it does not exist. Let the tears come if they need to. Let the memories rise. Let yourself feel what you have been afraid to feel, but this time, do it in my presence, not alone in the dark. Your family line carries both pain and beauty, both mistakes and miracles. The one who passed is not the only one whose story is intertwined with yours, but right now, this connection matters because it is where so much of your unspoken sorrow lives. You have perhaps carried anger toward others in your family about what happened, or about how they responded, or about what they did or failed to do. You may have felt misunderstood, unheard, or even blamed. I see all of this. I am not asking you to deny your pain. I am not asking you to pretend that everything was okay when it was not. I am not asking you to erase the truth. I am asking you to bring the truth to me so that I can apply my healing to it. The world may tell you to move on before your heart is ready. Some people around you may minimize what you feel because they do not know how to carry it with you. I am different. I know exactly how to carry your grief while gently guiding you toward life. The one who passed is not watching you with condemnation. They are not hovering over your life waiting to punish you. That is not how I allow love to function. The echo of their love is allowed to be a source of strength, not fear. When you think of them, do not only replay the worst moments. Ask me to show you the hidden goodness, the overlooked kindness, the things that were quietly beautiful even in the chaos. There were times they prayed for you when you did not know. There were times they worried about you, wishing they could protect you from things they themselves did not know how to handle. There were times they were proud of your courage, your heart, your resilience, your unique way of seeing the world. I saw those times. I remember them. And I want you to know that you were loved more than you realize. Now, my child, let us talk about your future, because your story does not end in the cemetery of old memories. Archangel Michael is not only guarding your heart. He is also standing at the gate of your destiny, watching for the attacks that try to stop you from stepping into the life I have planned for you. Grief can become a prison if you let it, but it can also become the soil where deeper compassion grows. I am inviting you to let your pain become a doorway to a new strength. There are people in your future who will need the empathy you are developing now. There are hearts you will be able to comfort because you know what real loss feels like. There are conversations you will have where your story will be the key that unlocks someone else's healing. The very place where you feel most broken can become the place where my light shines the brightest through you. You have been wondering if it is okay to feel joy again, if it is okay to laugh without guilt, if it is okay to pursue dreams, to build, to love, to hope. Hear me clearly, yes. Not only is it okay, it is holy. It honors the gift of your own life. It honors the time you still have. It honors the love you received from those who are gone, because they would not want your heart to be a grave where all your joy is buried. When you smile, you do not betray them. When you heal, you do not erase them. When you move forward, you do not abandon them. You are carrying them in a healthier way, like a quiet flower pressed between the pages of your story instead of a heavy stone tied to your feet. You are letting their love fuel you rather than freeze you. Archangel Michael says, this is a turning point. Until now, your grief has often controlled you in hidden ways. It has influenced your relationships, your trust, your decisions, and your self-image more than you realized. But as you read these words, something inside you is loosening, something old and tight is beginning to release. That is not an accident. That is my spirit working in you, gently but powerfully. You are not reading this by chance. I am not a god of random accidents. I orchestrate moments where your heart can hear what it needs to hear. I allow certain words to find you at the exact time your soul is ready to receive them. And right now, I want you to receive this. You are allowed to let go of the guilt you have been carrying about this person. You are allowed to accept that you did the best you could with what you knew at the time. You are allowed to forgive yourself for not being perfect, because no one is. If you feel you owe them words you never said, you can speak them to me. You can whisper them in the quiet of your room. You can write them in a letter. I hear. I understand. I can take every unsent apology, every unspoken I love you, every unshed tear, and I can transform them into peace. You do not have to keep them locked inside like poison. Let them out in my presence. Archangel Michael, standing guard, will ensure that this vulnerable place is protected. There is also a message for you about fear. Losing someone made you afraid of losing more. It made you cautious about loving too deeply, about trusting too much, because you felt that everything beautiful could be ripped away without warning. But I do not want fear to be the ruler of your heart. Yes, love makes you vulnerable. Yes, attachments can bring pain if they are broken. But love is still worth it. Relationship is still part of my design. You were not created to live disconnected and numb. I will guide you into relationships where your heart can grow instead of being crushed. I will bring people into your life who understand your story, who respect your scars, who do not rush your process. I will surround you with the right voices at the right time, if you keep seeking me. Not everyone will understand your journey, and that is okay. You are not meant to be fully understood by everyone, only to be fully held by me. The one who has passed has completed their part in this chapter of your life, but you are still in motion. I am still writing your days. I am still opening doors. I am still sending provision and opportunities and glimpses of grace into your path. I am still capable of surprising you with joy in the middle of ordinary days. Do not close your eyes to that. Do not be so focused on what you lost that you miss what I am giving. Open this moment before the message disappears into the rush of your day, into the noise of your worries, into the distractions that always try to steal your attention. Do not skip the invitation that stands in front of you, the invitation to heal, to forgive, to remember with peace instead of torment, to let love remain without letting grief consume you. I am not asking you to forget. I am asking you to remember in a new way, through my eyes. I am asking you to allow me to stand between you and your pain, to filter your memories through my compassion. I am asking you to trust that I am big enough to hold both your sorrow and your future, both your tears and your laughter, my child. I bless you now with comfort that goes deeper than words. I bless you with the courage to feel and to heal. I bless you with the clarity to see that you are not alone and never have been. I bless you with the strength to forgive yourself, to forgive others where possible, and to walk forward without dragging old chains. I bless you with the awareness that the love from those who have gone before you can become a gentle light on your path, not a shadow over your life. Archangel Michael will continue to stand guard over your nights and your days. When fear tries to whisper lies, he will stand as a reminder that you are protected. When grief tries to pull you back into darkness, he will fight for your mind and your heart as you lean into me. You are not defenseless. You are not abandoned. You are not left to figure everything out alone. Take a deep breath now. Let your shoulders loosen. Let your jaw relax. Let the tension ease out of your body as you accept this truth: you are loved, deeply and unconditionally. You are seen in ways no one else can see you. Your journey matters. Your healing matters. Your future matters. The one you lost mattered, and their memory is safe with me. Walk with me, and I will show you how to live with both remembrance and hope. Walk with me, and I will slowly, gently, lovingly turn your mourning into a new kind of strength. Walk with me, and you will find that the message from beyond is not a chain to hold you back, but a quiet push forward, live. Grow. Heal. Become everything you are meant to be. Do not be afraid to open your heart. Do not be afraid to feel. Do not be afraid to move forward. I am the God who holds the living and the dead, the past and the future, the seen and the unseen. And I hold you now,